Denmark, known as the land of windmills and the original home of the Vikings, surrounded by earthly beauty, the Danes are blessed by their geographic location. Denmark is located in northern Europe. It shares the southern border with Germany and is bordered by the Baltic Sea and the North Sea. Denmark includes 400 islands called the Danish Archipelago, and many of these islands are uninhabited. Much of the land in Denmark is dedicated to agriculture, and the fishing industry is a major factor in the economy as well. Although, in the last 20 years, industrial development has overtaken the agricultural sector of the economy. The government in Denmark is run as a parliamentary democracy. The parliament in Denmark is called the Folketing. They honor a multi-party structure. There are 14 major parties in the Danish parliament. No single party has enough votes to rule on its own, so they collaborate and form goals that all parties can agree on. Denmark has a population of around 5.3 million. The population of Denmark is 86.3% Danish, 1.1% Turkish, and 12.6% mixed ethnicities of Polish, Syrian, German, Iraqi, and Romanian. There are a wide variety of languages spoken in Denmark, including Danish, Faroese, Greenlandic, and German. Denmark is ranked number 4 on the World Press Freedom Index with a score of 8.57, meaning that the flow of information throughout the country is not dictated by any one person, but all have the equal right and ability to gather information and report on their findings without fear of persecution. Danish news media first began in 1540 when handwritten leaflets were distributed. In 1666, Anders Bording, who is called the father of Danish journalism, began writing a state newspaper. Still under monarchy, the topics were heavily monitored. In 1834, a liberal newspaper started and gave more emphasis to news rather than opinion in periodical pieces. Through the 19th century, newspapers flourished. During World War II, the underground newspaper production skyrocketed with 550 different periodicals. The 4 original newspapers founded during the 18th century are still dominant in the market today. These 4 papers were founded by each of the political parties: the Venstre Liberal Party, expressing agricultural findings; the Conservative People's Party, representing the middle class; the Social Liberty Party, which focused on political and social movements; and the Social Democratic Party, who pushed for revisions for the Constitution. There are 31 daily newspapers in circulation to total 1,481,000 newspapers. On average, a Danish person spends 27 minutes per day reading newspapers. The oldest newspaper, Berlingske Tidende, offers a business-friendly conservatism. The center-left Politiken played a role in the formation of the Danish Social Liberty Party, but remains independent and left-leaning. The center-right newspaper, the Jyllands-Posten, aims for rural and cultural conservatism. Both Politiken and Jyllands-Posten are owned by the same publishing house. Magazines in Denmark are published by the national consumer organizations. Nearly 68 magazines in the country are owned by Danish media groups. They can be categorized by general interest, opinion, TV and radio guides, and professional and scientific magazines. The media market in Denmark is a unique system due to its small size. It is dominated by the public service media. Denmark has a dual media system in which the private sector owns newspapers and some online news outlets. The public service broadcaster Danmarks Radio operates via television, radio, and online platforms. TV2 has 8 regional television stations, and Radio 24/7 offers national radio. The state provides direct grants and indirect subsidies to these media companies. Since 1925, the DR initiated the beginning of funding through media licenses. These would cost 2,492 DKK, the equivalent of $407 US. Originally, this fee was paid only by those with a radio or television set. In 2007, due to the expansion of the internet and digital content, this license became mandatory for those with a computer, smartphone, or any other internet-enabled device. These fees finance the public service broadcast in Denmark. In 2019, the parliament voted that the media license should be replaced by general taxation and will be phased out by 2022. Denmark's first radio station began broadcasting in 1922, and as of 1926, it became the sole radio station called P1. In 1959, competing radio stations were replaced by Danmarks Radio, or DR. DR analog radio has 4 channels, P1, P2, P3, and P4. In 2002, DR started broadcasting 8 new digital radio stations, which offered a variety of sections from pop, news, jazz, and cultural stations. Since the introduction of the internet, 14 radio stations have begun streaming online to reach a wider audience. Danes have fast adapted to the internet, and the number of Danes accessing news via smartphone has overtaken those using computers. Only 15% of Danes pay for their news online through subscriptions, and 24% say that they use an ad blocker to get around paywalls. Social media is the strongest Western influence in Denmark. Over 66% of adults say that they get their news via social media, including Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Facebook is said to be the most widely used social media platform. Many who find their news on social media say that they do not bother to check the sources, so misinformation can run wild. In conclusion, Denmark has a lengthy media history, and due to its small size and its high dependency on funding from the government, their views can often get miscommunicated. Thank you.